A little extra, a little add-on to the, update video on the lawsuit stuff. So BCJ stuff, we'll just devote the whole video just to him. So anyway, he's made a new video. He's just making my case for me. I mean, I won't even have to go. The great news is I won't even have to show the judge all the other evidence because this last video of his just demonstrates it all. It just spells it out clear. So he titles it, puts liar in the title. Calls me a liar flat out, says sue me, I don't give a fuck. Okay. Yeah, game is on. The game was on, it's still on. You really should get the advice of counsel. Maybe I'll give you that suggestion, just so you don't dig the hole any friggin' deeper, because you're gonna hit oil real soon. You're so deep. I mean, damn. Okay, so anyway, alright, so it's on the subject of these videos this Fragu guy posted. So let's rehash this one again. Alright, so he posts these videos of the stickam conversation. So he posts two videos that are towards the end of the conversation, the end of his recording. And he posts those first. Then the third video he posts goes back and is the earlier portion. Alright. Now, it obviously doesn't begin when the guy gets into the room. It obviously doesn't. I mean, his own words demonstrate that the video has been cut. Okay, so let's just be clear on what I said. I simply said that this is bullshit. I mean, he played with this video editing wise. I mean, obviously, even just to why would you put it on YouTube in reverse order? Why would you do that? That would be stupid. And then to say there was some kind of technical thing on the third video that was somehow different than the first two videos, doesn't make any sense either. And so why would you do that? That's the question I asked, with the implication that there's got to be an answer to the question, and it's probably a sensible answer, like some sort of deliberate malicious intent. But regardless, you can draw your own conclusions. So the guy, this idiot, BCJ, if you're going to call somebody a liar, you really shouldn't misquote them. You really should be kind of careful in how you quote them. I never said anything about my argument style. DebateinMendham is where I yell at people. That's what happens there every fucking night that I'm in there. Alright? There's nothing new there. Why the hell would I say something stupid like there was a common civil conversation? I don't have common civil conversations in stickam. I mean, I have, yeah, when they're about something, we're just talking, bullshitting, sure. But if it's a debate, it's going to be a fucking debate. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to be yelling and screaming because people are fucking idiots. They're nitpicking idiots. All right? You have to go over the same points over and over again because it's hard to get through people's thick skulls. And apparently it's really hard to get through to yours. You're being friggin' sued and you do a video this fucking dumb. It's just an incredibly stupid video. So anyway, I never said anything about yelling and screaming or civil conversation. I never said he only posted the yelling and screaming part. I never said that. Okay, what I said is that it's missing the beginning. All right, where he went through 9 million stupid, idiotic questions about little nitpicky bullshit. Okay, I mean, let's also understand the context here. I'd been in this room for 6 straight fucking hours. Okay, 6 o'clock in the frickin' morning. My patience was running a little thin. So, but I'm not making excuses. I can go, I argue, that's what I do. That's what stickam is for me. It's for arguing. So anyway, then you make some rhetoric that's unacceptable and all this other stuff, but I'll get to that later. Alright, so let's just get to the illogic that you've just thrown in front of us here. You said you were in the room for 20 or 25 minutes before you got kicked. Well, that means there's at least 25 more minutes of video that's missing, of conversation between me and Frag. Right? So right there, we got at least 25 minutes more. Because we don't have you getting kicked from the room on the tape, do we? No, we don't. Alright, so you just admitted there's at least 25 extra minutes. Which makes Frag's comment that he's only been in the room for 25 minutes doesn't make any sense when he said that on the tape when he's already been in the room 25 minutes on the tape. And there's already another extra at least 25 minutes. So it's just it's completely bogus. And I even say in the tape, I say, you have said you were recording this conversation. Now, I say that before he says that he's going to put the tape on YouTube. Because earlier he said he was going to take, right after I think I booted you from the room, he said he was taping the recording the stickam conversation. So why would he be saying I'm recording it when he wasn't recording it? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, so people can logically figure out who's full of shit here. This doesn't make any sense. So he just posts the same video that he had in the other 3 parts in one contiguous video, which is nice. I mean, I'll probably link to it because it's you know, that's what happens in the stickam room. But it is missing the context. It is missing the beginning. All right, the frag entrance, okay, is missing. All right, and you getting booted and me saying quite simply, I'm suing the asshole, I'm not going to have a conversation with him, is missing. So anyway, you're just full of shit. And whatever, yeah, and the fact that I yell at people who are supporters on one thing and we argue about something else, that's the way it works, okay? So whatever, you have absolutely no understanding of the room, you have no understanding of what takes place there, and so your stupid conclusions are that. They're stupid conclusions. They are conclusions out of ignorance. But it's just nonsense to sit there and talk about something that obviously the complete tape doesn't exist, or he didn't provide it. One of those two is the truth. And it seems kind of improbable that somebody would say they're recording a conversation and not start recording for 25 minutes. But anyway, enough said on that. It's pretty stupid. So then you made this earlier video about the fake Sagan thing, and I just thought that was hilarious. That you would compare somebody makes one comment on a Mel's basket case video, and you think you have a right to be, but this is your exact phrase. Okay, so you said it struck a nerve. So you know, you being accused of something strikes a nerve. I mean, what a joke. Okay, you accuse me of being a Holocaust denier, which is the same as an anti-Semite, really. Okay, that I have Hitler-esque ambitions, and dress me up as Adolf Hitler, and I'm not supposed to have a nerve striked? You know, you're an idiot. You really are. You can call me a psychopath, but you are an idiot of preposterous proportions. And you know, I shouldn't admit it, but I'm going to enjoy suing you. I'm going to enjoy it because you really do deserve it. You're so crazy and reckless. You're a menace to the internet. People like you are a menace because you cannot control the nonsense that comes out of your mouth. I mean, I shouldn't give you a defense. I mean, that might be the Twinkie defense. Maybe you're just too stupid to be able to function in an environment where you have to be logical and reasonable.
Oh, I guess I should mention something on his comments regarding population growth and such. Yeah, it's you know, there's no future for the human race. Billions of people are going to be horrifically destroyed if we don't do something about unsustainable population growth. That's just a fact of life. And so it's just idiotic to even make an argument against that. It has to be done. There's no alternatives. And it can be done I've made videos on the subject. It can be done by creating incentives and without having to be draconian, but it's got to get done. It's not going to work any other way. We're on the brink of fucking up the whole biosphere that we're existing in. And then on top of that, you mentioned the China policy. The China policy has worked. It saved the world probably 1 billion extra people. So it's pretty stupid to sit there and make the argument that it's some kind of pie-in-the-sky nonsense. No, it's an effective policy. It's nasty, but it's effective. And stuff like that's got to happen. There's no rational equation that one can write to figure out how to make room for this unsustainable growth. It can't happen. You can't do that forever. You can't just grow forever. You can understand that, can't you? You have enough. Can't you scrape together enough neurons to figure out that something can't unsustainably grow when it's living on a limited biosphere? Come on, you can figure this out. So anyway, it's a stupid argument, and obviously, my point about replacing animals with plastic and astroturf, it's a joke. But the part that's true is as I explained in the very video that you're responding to, is the idea is to take sentience out of the vulnerable circumstance that exists, and it's existing in a hell, a Poeskian hell, okay, that's been built by DNA molecules, by molecules that have nothing else, have no other ethic, no other morality, no other rationality. The only logic built into them is two things: consumption and reproduction, and they have no understanding of a limited biosphere or a limited surface of the earth or any of that crap. Okay, and so once we create this organism, it has the power to go anywhere, live anywhere. We are a fast-spreading fungus when we have technology in our hands, and that's just the truth, the fact of the matter. We will overpopulate our petri dish. So as long as we leave animals vulnerable to living in that hell where they just consume each other, where they're basically being cannibals, we've accomplished nothing. All right, that's not an ethical or moral or decent future. And if we can't do better than that, then I say the fuck with it. Yeah, just fuck virtual reality, because there's no point in doing it. And that's the premise of my argument. So obviously I'm going to defend virtual reality. I have to defend the premise that we have to move away from having living organisms in a vulnerable biosphere that's completely dependent on them consuming each other.